Hey everyone, this is Mark, and today we've got something a little different to review. This is a spool of filament. I have no idea how to review this, so let's just dive in and see what we can do. First of all, I want to talk about price. Now I know it's a little weird to start off with this info, but I want you to know what price range this thing falls into. Typically we have really cheap filament and really expensive ones as well. At the time of recording, this 1 kilogram spool comes in at around $23. Your cheaper spools from brands such as Hatchbox cost around the high teens to low 20s. That means this is priced just slightly higher than the competition. So does that mean it's better? The first thing I noticed when I opened the box was that the vacuum seal was not actually vacuum sealed. That's not such a big deal. However, if it had been sitting around forever before I got it, there could have been some issues. Filament, just like food, expires. The humidity can cause it to become brittle and come out looking not as good and even damage the printer. Luckily mine didn't seem to be too old, so we were good there. Obviously not an issue with the filament, but the spool was also really dirty, like I've been sitting around for a long time. There was cardboard shavings all over the place and it was hard to clean. While we're talking about the spool itself, the actual plastic holder has nice design. It looks cool, however I wish there were more and more holes for feeding everything through. There's only 2, and they can be useless if your tip is right in between the 2. I decided to pick up the blue color. They also do have green and orange and white. In my case, the final product came out looking a little lighter than the filament itself, so keep that in mind. That's not an issue with the filament, it's just a thing with all filaments, so just keep in mind that any color you pick will likely print looking a little lighter and more pale. During the printing process, I did notice a few popping noises. That means that there is some air in the filament itself. That's not a major issue, but it can cause some problems with accuracy. All of my other types of filaments that I own also pop when printing, so it's something you can't really avoid. Quite possibly my biggest issue with this filament was just how bent and messed up it looked. Not just at the tip, but all throughout the spool, it was bent and looked really bad. This made it especially difficult to load in the printer and made it harder for it to feed through when printing. So far it's still bent and I haven't made it to straight and smooth plastic yet. Despite all these issues, the final product came out looking very good. It looked right up there with my other much more expensive spools of filament. It wasn't too stringy, the lines were smooth, and it had no issue with sticking to the build plate. I printed before with some really cheap and bad types of filament, and I can safely say that this is a good brand. Should you pick this type of filament from a fairly small company compared to larger ones like Hatchbox and Amazon Basics? Well, the one downside is that they do lack a lot of variety in materials. If you're looking for something like ABS or PETG, then you'll need to find someone else. They do have a lot more colors and they're different lines of filament. The one that I got only has 4 color options, but they do have other different colors as well. While this is a good spool of filament and a decent brand, I don't really think it is worth the extra money compared to other brands. The only time I've ever experienced bad filament was when I used a brand I've never heard of before. I would feel much more comfortable getting something from Amazon Basics because they're a really big brand and it's Amazon. If something goes wrong or you don't like it, you can return it with no problems. However, if you're looking for something good and price doesn't matter, then this is a decent option. Links will be down below if you want to learn more or pick some up for yourself. Other than that, that's going to do me for this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, leave a like and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. This is Mark with Tech, and I'll see you in the next one.